So for the first time in weeks, it just felt quiet here and calm. I felt safe enough to go do my laundry because everybody seemed to be gone. And then in the 2 seconds I needed to just put my clothes from laundry to dryer, I have to have these women, if that's what you want to call it, come out of their apartment. And there she was, this witch from Shoprite, this racist witch, because I went into Shoprite and hated this Jif almond spread, and I asked if I could exchange it for Nutella or even their brand, just something else because I didn't like it. It's like $2 or $3 tops. And this girl gave me such a hard time, just like her friend did weeks before. And it's this, it's hard to put your finger on this subtle racist treatment. But I can assure anyone, just as I say to this guy, that if her good buddy, my neighbor, went in there to do the same thing without the receipt, I'm sure it would have been no problem. But she just didn't like me, and she especially didn't like me because of what had happened with her friends, which was actually, I think, over Christmas time, so it's a long time ago. I even saw her ugly ass last night, and well, I'm just repeating this conversation. But to hear her, like, just this, I mean, who are these people? They look like cartoons. And I'm not going to say the name of the cartoon that comes to mind. Like, just dissing on someone who is a million times better. Even in my fat old age, I'm a million times better than any of these people. And I'm washed up. My life is over. I'm stuck in this ghetto crackhead building. And you can't keep to yourself because of people like this. I have to hear her say, "Oh, she cuckoo, she crazy." I mean, who is, like, as if, I mean, they're uneducated. I can't believe some, all right, I'm not going to say too much, but.
Thursday, 2:41 p.m. Oh, man, or Bobby speaking.
Yeah, hi. As I was telling the lady a minute ago, I'm not really sure if you can do anything, but I'm just in a little bit of a state of shock, and I'm kind of furious and angry, and I don't know, it just seems like every time I try to chill out, I'm at home, things are calm for the first time in a long time, and then suddenly I have to see the Shoprite employee who was giving me a hard time a few weeks ago, and I guess she's friends with someone across the hall from me. And in that 1 second where I have to put my laundry from the washer to the dryer, and I'm half dressed, I mean, I'm dressed, but I'm, you still want anyone to see you for the 2 seconds you need to do that. And of course, that's when they have to come out, which is, whatever, live and let live. But then it's her. And it's not just seeing her. I mean, that will happen in a small world. But to hear her tell my neighbor, who I already have enough crap with in this building. I mean, I live in a building full of crackheads and racist idiots. I mean, I'm just so sick of it. So to hear this girl, as I walk by, I'm like, I cannot believe that I am seeing this woman right. I mean, she knows where I live now. I'm like so weirded out by that. And then as soon as I close my door, the walls are paper thin, of course. I hear her say, "Oh my God, that's her. She was giving me a hard time at work, at Shoprite. She's crazy, cuckoo." And I went to grab my camera, just so I could play it for you. And she's like, and then they start whispering and then doing their little, like, these are full-grown women, and one of them works at a school, and I mean, I don't know who they think they are.
Do you know what her name is?
I don't, but she's
hard for me to help you, I mean, one, it's on private time. It's on her own time. She's not working for me at the time. But, I mean, again, I wouldn't have mind, bringing it up. But I don't even know what her name is.
It would take me about 5 seconds to figure out who she is. But if you don't want to help me, then I really
Well, it's not that. I don't know who it is.
She's spats. She's wearing a red Hollister zipper-up hoodie. And I could come in the store and I would look at her tag and say, that's her name. And I'm not actually... I called because I wanted to just feel a little better because I'm in a state of shock because I can't believe I have to see this woman.
Right.
And one of the managers, I mean, there were actually two of them, and this is over. Me coming in, I'd gotten Jif, some new chocolate Jif spread, and it was disgusting. So I asked if I could just change it for either the Shoprite brand or the Nutella.
Right.
And never in my life has anyone given me such a hard time. I mean, I don't want to say I'm turning into a racist because I'm not, because I'm catching myself, but it's very clear to me that if my neighbor went in there and did this, it'd be no problem. But there's very much a feeling that maybe it's because I'm older too, or they just, don't. You know what? I'm walking on eggshell. I shouldn't even go that route by calling it that, but that's what it feels like. And at first it was her friend, and it was something similar. It was like I didn't have the receipt, but I just wanted to exchange something, and gave me such a hard time over it. I mean, you're talking about a $2 or $3 item, and then weeks pass. And then I go in and I see her, and I'm like, oh, no, I wonder if she remembers. It had been like at least a month, maybe even 2 months. And sure enough, this is when the Nutella thing happened, and she's like, well, I can't do anything without a receipt. I'm like, but I'm just exchanging it. And then the manager came and said, just let her do it. It's not a big deal. And, he said she's just doing her job, whatever. But really, I mean, whether she is or not, there's something more to it, is what I'm getting at. So, you're nice enough to just let me exchange it, no big deal, and I'm gone. But then, I mean, I saw her last night. I don't want her to look at me. I just, I go to another register and I
She works at the register, or she works at Courtesy?
Well, she was at Courtesy a few weeks ago, and then last night she was on register, the very first register by the door where you sneak in through the back.
Okay.
Where the exit that we use as the entrance sometimes. And she was right at that register about sometime between like 6 and 9 last night. I couldn't tell you exactly the time. I want to say 6-ish or 7-ish maybe. Okay. And yeah, 6-ish I think. And I didn't look at her. But then, oh wait, I did. I had a problem with something because something didn't work. It wasn't a problem, and it was all fixed and everything. But she came over. Like, because she was curious, and like she came nearby, an earshot, and that bothered me. And as I'm walking out, I looked through the window to see if she was, and she was laughing and going on about something with someone. I don't know what she was, and I chose to not think about it. But then here I am at home in practically my pajamas, just minding my own business. And these crap neighbors have to, walk. They're just always around, and you just don't need them to be around. And then to see her there, right there, 5 feet from my front door, and which is if she, I mean, I might not have even thought about it, but to hear her say, "Oh my God, I know her from Shoprite. She's crazy, cuckoo," and I just don't need any more of this. You know what I mean?
No, I apologize. I'll see if I can identify who it is. I mean, not exactly who you're talking about, and they're not allowed to wear their sweatshirts here. They have a uniform, so that makes it a little harder. But if I see her come into work,
I'll see her, and it's not like I have to do something now.
Right.
It's not like a criminal thing. It's just.
I got you.
Who the fuck do you think you are? You ugly. I mean, honestly, I'm getting old and I'm getting fat and ugly myself. But it's like, who are you? It's like I'm a decent college-educated person who at one point had a future, and now here I am surrounded by shit people, just scum of the earth. And for 13 years, that's why I sound like this now, because it carries into your life. And I can't tell you how many times they sell crack, they sell guns, and the police show them more respect than they do me. And I'm just like, what is going on? And then I try to keep to myself, and then something like this happens. And I was just like having kind of an okay morning, and then it's like I have to see her fat, ugly, monstrous. I mean, seriously, you couldn't.